The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra has now been revealed, and this might be Samsung's most refined Ultra yet. So today we're going to go through everything, the new specs, the AI upgrades, the design changes, and what it all actually means. First though, Samsung's reservation page is still live. There's no commitment, no payment, you simply just enter your name and email. And if you do end up buying it, you're going to get $30 in Samsung credit, up to $900 in additional savings, and even a chance to win $5,000. So it's basically free perks if you're already considering it. So I've placed a link down in the description below if you want to go and check it out. Now let's talk features, and Samsung themselves have been teasing quite a bit. One of the most interesting is the new privacy display. It can stop people peeking over your shoulder as shown in the official teaser from Samsung, but the clever part here is that it's software enabled and it only blocks the sensitive content from side viewing, not the entire screen. So it can be, for instance, just a message preview blocked and not the whole display. Now while it's enabled or disabled in the software, it does require specific hardware though, so this won't be coming to older Galaxy devices. But of course, AI continues to be front and center. We've seen demos showing instant sticker creation from photos, making it quick and seamless. We had a teaser for advanced object removal, like taking the bite out of a cupcake to fully restore it, and you'll even be able to transform scenes from day to night, all within the gallery. There was also that closer teaser that we covered last week, where someone keeps zooming in further and further until they spot a dog inside the car, and Samsung hasn't confirmed the technical details, but everything points towards software-driven AI zoom enhancements rather than new optical hardware. So basically, we can expect similar optical zoom levels to last year, but much stronger digital zoom performance powered by AI. The selfie camera also gets a bump. It's a 12 megapixel 1/3.2 inch sensor with an f2.2 aperture, and the field of view increases to 85 degrees from the previous 80. Now that means slightly wider selfies. While the punch hole is marginally larger than last time, you're only going to notice it if you compare them side by side. Now performance is where things get really serious, and every Galaxy S26 Ultra is going to run at the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and not just the standard version either. Samsung is using a special overclocked version. Now we've already seen Geekbench 6 scores showing at 3,601 in single core and 10,686 in multi-core on a 12GB of RAM variant, and those are already strong numbers, and of course they're going to likely improve further as Samsung finalizes the optimization ahead of the launch. Now on pricing, a leak from D-Lab suggests that the S26 and the S26 Plus could see an increase, while the S26 Ultra is going to remain the same. And their report on pricing puts the S26 at €999, the S26 Plus at €1,269, and then the S26 Ultra at €1,469. And these do include local taxes, so they're not going to translate exactly worldwide. But the key takeaway is that Samsung appears to be protecting the Ultra from further price hikes. Now when it comes to the design, we have the S26 Ultra official renders leaked, and unfortunately I can't show them in this video as it would get my video taken down by Samsung, but I've used the renders to create these video renders, including the ones in hand, to show you exactly what the phone is going to look like. And I've also placed a link to the TT Technology article down in the description below for those of you that want to check out the originals. But you can see design-wise it remains pretty similar to last year. We've got a new camera module on the rear, and then the corners are a bit more curved than the previous model, but apart from that it's the same S Ultra design that we know and love. Now of course the official Unpacked event is going to be on the 25th of February, so it's right around the corner now, but for those excited we're going to run through the full specs, design and the expected pricing, so hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up we've got the standard Galaxy S26, which is coming with a 6.3 inch dynamic AMOLED display. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 1080 by 2340, and it's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We get a 12 megapixel punch hole camera for the selfies, and then over on the rear it's a triple camera setup consisting of a 50 megapixel primary camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide and a 12 megapixel telephoto. It's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in some regions, with the Exynos 2600 globally, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage, which will be UFS 4. We get a 4,300 mAh battery with 25W fast charging and 15W wireless charging, and of course it's going to come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. and it's expected to launch from $800 in February 2026. Next up, we've got the Galaxy S26 Plus, which is coming with a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 3120 by 1440. It's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We had a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, and then over on the rear it's a triple camera setup consisting of a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and then a 12-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in some regions, and then the Exynos 2600 globally, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB storage. We get a 4900 mAh battery with 45W fast charging. It will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. It's expected to launch from around $1,000 in February 2026. Next up, we've got the Galaxy S26 Edge, and this may be coming later in 2026 if it's not pulled from the lineup altogether. And it's coming with a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus, a resolution of 1440 by 3120. It's protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, and over on the rear it's a dual camera setup consisting of a 200-megapixel wide angle and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and a choice of 256 or 512 storage, which will be UFS 4, and it's coming with a 4200 mAh battery with improvements to fast charging. And it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. And if it does get launched, it's coming later on in 2026 at a launch price of around $1,100. Now finally, we've got the most premium model, the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. And the S26 Ultra is coming with a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 1440 by 3120, and it's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Armor 3. We get a punch-hole camera top center to house a 12-megapixel selfie camera, and then over on the rear we've got a quad camera setup consisting of a 200-megapixel primary camera with an aperture of f1.4. We've got a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, a 50-megapixel periscope with 5x optical zoom, and then a 12-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in all regions, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and 1TB of storage, which will of course be UFS 4. It's coming with a 5000 mAh battery with an upgrade to 60W fast charging and 25W wireless, and it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. It is expected to launch from around $1,300 in February 2026. So when it comes to the S26 Ultra, you're getting stronger performance, subtle but meaningful design tweaks, and AI improvements that genuinely enhance your day-to-day life. Now, charging speeds aren't revolutionary, but they are moving forward, and while S25 Ultra users probably won't feel the need to upgrade, anyone on an older Galaxy device or considering it their first Samsung flagship are going to find this shaping up to be a very strong option. Now, we're only days away from the launch now, and more leaks are guaranteed to come in as we approach it, and of course I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing.